Many believe that our good and bad deeds are recorded somewhere in the cosmos, and we are rewarded or punished accordingly by karma. Karma, however, is simply the recognition that every action has an equal and opposite result. What you do has an equal and opposite reaction, as the old adage says. There is always something to counteract an action, just as Newton postulated. However, this is more than just a rule of physics. This is a spiritual truth of the highest kind, touching every facet of our being. Here, therefore, are the 12 precepts of karma, and the means by which they may be utilized to one's advantage. The solutions to many of your problems and difficulties can be found in these statutes. Let's imagine you're helping a buddy relocate, and the great law applies. It's possible that your buddy won't help you relocate the very next day, but you could get some unexpected assistance from them a month or a year later. This message may not have been sent by the same buddy. It may come from someone you've never met before. It's like sowing a seed of virtue and then enjoying its slow but steady growth. But helping others goes beyond providing material goods or services. It's also how you treat them that matters. Most people will reciprocate your kindness and respect if you show it to them. It's as if your positive energy is reflected back to you from the universe. What if I try to be kind, yet others still treat me badly? Keep in mind that it takes time for seeds to sprout. The nice deeds you do are like sowing seeds. Though it may take some time, in the end, they will be beneficial. No matter what is going on in your life, it is crucial that you remain kind to others. Just because you're having a poor day doesn't mean you shouldn't strive to plant the seeds for a better tomorrow. There will always be good times and bad in life, but if you keep doing nice things for other people, wonderful things will come back to you. Love, companionship, or perhaps a surprising new opportunity might be on the horizon. Things always seem to loop back around in the cosmos. The question then becomes, what good seeds can you plant today? Holding the door for someone or lending a helping hand to a buddy in need are both examples of little acts of kindness. Each and every little thing helps. Also, keep in mind that it's not only for them, you're included too. Your efforts today will bear fruit tomorrow in miraculous proportions. Take this concept as a guiding principle in your life. Create a habit of spreading positive emotions and attitudes. When contemplating the law of creation, consider how a magnet works. In your experience, metal is drawn to magnets. Well, you get the life you attract, not the one you desire for because of who you are. In general, positive events and people will find you more attractive. It's possible that life will provide you more reasons to be angry or unhappy if that's how you tend to feel. When anything goes wrong, many individuals look for someone to place the blame on. Oh, my employer is to blame for my unhappiness at work, or my lack of a romantic partner. But listen up. Your life is a movie and you write the script. If you feel that anything is wrong, you are the only one who can fix it. Don't just let things happen to you. When a brilliant idea strikes you, don't hesitate to take control. Just do it. Never turn down a chance that presents itself. Make the most of the fact that you may control your own destiny. But what about those in your immediate vicinity? Do the people you hang out with most define you, or do you define yourself? Take a good, hard look about you. Do you see yourself in these types of people? What effect do they have on you, if any? Even if you can't alter their personalities, you can control the company you keep. Perhaps it's time to surround yourself with people who share your goals and values. Put positive influences and experiences into your life. Engage with thought-provoking literature. Play some music that makes you feel good. See moving pictures that move you. Put good energy into your life and you'll attract more good energy. Never forget that the only person you truly have power over is yourself. Don't sit around and hope for things to improve. Take action now. The world will begin to alter as you work on being the finest version of yourself. Ask yourself, what can I do to change this? If you're feeling down, avoid blaming others. Turn the attention back on yourself and tell yourself, I can change this. Create your own life story. Create an image that you can truly call your best work. The paints, brushes, and canvas are all at your disposal. The only thing holding it back is the first stroke, which may be you. Your life is a masterpiece in the making. Make the first move, I say. Form it, nurture it, and see it blossom into a masterpiece. Imagine you have a pebble in your shoe, and that's the law of humility. It's not hidden from you, it's annoying, yet you carry on going as if nothing is wrong. And what exactly occurs? The pain just keeps coming, right? What if, instead, you stopped, took off your shoe, and removed the pebble? Now that you've fixed the issue, you're free to go about your day as usual. That pretty much sums up life. Every person's path is littered with rocks, issues, and hurdles. Many of us, however, continue on our merry way, as if these problems did not exist. The problem remains, and we fail to see that denial is not a solution. It continues to linger, despite our best efforts to get rid of it. So, what is the first thing you do when you encounter a problem? Recognizing its reality. What isn't recognized can't be fixed. Let's say you're chronically late for work. You're missing the point if you put the blame on things like traffic, the climate, or your alarm clock. It's be that your lack of preparation time is the true issue. Nothing will alter unless you realize this. Confronting your issues head-on may sound daunting, but guess what? If you can accomplish that, you'll have made significant progress in resolving them, because the ability to make a difference rests squarely in your hands. You may use the same effort you put into avoiding the problem to solve it. It takes strength, not weakness, to admit you have a problem. It's a powerful statement. It shows you have the guts to accept things as they are rather than how you would like them to be. When you finally give in to reality, you'll be able to view it in all its glory. You'll figure out how to overcome obstacles and use them as learning experiences. So stop and take a good hard look at your life. What is working and what needs improvement. Don't avoid it. Deal with it. The bright side is that once you figure out what needs altering, you can start working on a solution. Perhaps you need to improve your abilities or gain insight from someone with more experience. Perhaps you need to take drastic action, such as leaving a toxic relationship or switching careers to one that is more in line with your aspirations. When you give up fighting against something and instead begin accepting it, you give yourself permission to make positive changes. When you stop asking yourself, why me, and every day life changes, and I'd want to focus on how I can improve it, you have more inner fortitude than you realize, and more intelligence as well. Your growth and development will be facilitated by the difficulties you encounter. Remove the stone from your shoe and stride confidently in the direction of your goals. According to the principle of development, some individuals believe that if they only move, everything would be better. Changing my location would make me very pleased, or if I get a new job, things will improve. The trouble is, though, you can't leave yourself behind. Unless you deal with the root of your discontent, it's likely that moving to a different place or starting a new career won't make you any happier. What you think becomes real. Consider them to be the controls for your life. Guess where you're going if that's all you do. Bad thoughts. In a negative direction, for sure. However, if you keep a sunny disposition, you'll attract cheerful events into your life, comparable to preparation for a marathon. You can't hope to win if you show up on race day unprepared. The actual effort begins much before the training days, weeks, and months. Your hopes and aspirations are the same way. Mental preparedness is the first step. Don't just daydream about your goals. Instead, plan out how you'll really accomplish them. The trick is to constantly refine your mental processes. Drop the burdens and concentrate on the benefits. Do what you can to steer your decisions toward fulfilling your goals. This isn't a one-time deal either. Bear that in mind. The process of maturing never ends. Say you're interested in boosting your self-assurance. In what ways can you develop in that area? Perhaps you could begin by giving yourself a daily pep talk. You may have seen a gradual improvement in your posture and enunciation over time. That's development, and it all began with a single optimistic notion, which you nurtured with consistent everyday action. Just suppose you're driving through a storm, and the law of responsibility kicks in. The presence of the storm was not of your own doing, but it is up to you to determine how you will get through it. What's your speed like? Do you stop for shelter till the storm passes? Do you stop, or do you keep going? There will always be storms in life. Although we have no say over Mother Nature, we do have a say in how we react to her whims. When everything around you are in disarray and your life feels out of your hands, it's important to ask yourself, what part am I playing in this? Perhaps you're experiencing an emotionally exhausting relationship or employment. Pointing fingers and saying, "It's not my fault," is simple. But the accountability principle calls attention inward. Your duty to solve the issue remains same regardless of who or what caused it. You are responsible for how you respond, how you feel, and what you do next. Owning up to your part in life's difficulties isn't easy, but it may set you free. You can make things better for yourself. The search must begin inside. Perhaps it's time for you to do some introspection. How can you improve? What alternative responses do you have? In what ways might you better realize your hopes and ambitions? Accepting blame does not imply berating oneself for errors of the past. That means using what you've learned from them to construct a brighter future. While you can't undo the past, you do get to choose your path forward. Use your experiences as building bricks rather than roadblocks. According to the law of connection, everything you do has an effect on everything else. It might be anything from making the choice to wake up earlier, eat better, reconnect with an old buddy, or even just drive a new route to work. Everything matters. While each of these decisions may not seem significant on their own, they add together to form who you are and where you go. Here's the empowering part. Because each step is interconnected, you have the power to guide your life in whatever way you choose at any given time. The next second provides a clean slate for you to make a fresh decision if you're unhappy with the current state of affairs. Do you wish to begin a new routine immediately? Need to brush up on a certain ability? Get started right now. It's human nature to assume success came quickly for those we admire. However, achieving your goals doesn't happen overnight. Every seemingly instantaneous achievement is the result of years of labor, decisions, and actions that all work together to pave the way. It's acceptable to choose a different route. What matters is that you are making progress through a series of interconnected actions. Remember that even the smallest of deeds may have a big impact. The power of a positive word cannot be overstated. Often all it takes to start a friendship is a grin. Relationships may be repaired with an apology. Similarly, your actions now are molding your tomorrow into something greater. If you begin piecing together the pieces, you'll soon be living the life you've always imagined. Maintain hope, work hard, and remain in touch. Everything in life can serve as a distraction, and that is the law of focus. There's the buzz of social media, the pressures of the workplace, and the needs of friends and family. Then there's you, juggling all that has to be done. The law of focus, however, cautions that we cannot offer something our whole focus if it is split. How come maintaining concentration is mandatory? Because when you zero in on something, you give it your undivided attention, and that's when the best results come about. You go underneath the surface, put in extra effort, and level up your results. For instance, if you hope to make a living as a musician, you should devote your time to learning about the field, performing, and making connections. You won't be able to if you waste half your day in front of the TV or on your phone. The mental and emotional benefits of focused attention are equally considerable. Just think about how much progress you might make in areas like education, health, and interpersonal relationships if you were able to divert the time and effort you currently devote to worrying, questioning, and being afraid. What else is possible for you to accomplish? How much more content would you be if this is the deal? Keeping your mind on the good things happening in your life does more than just make you feel better. It's easy to wallow in self-pity if you're helplessly adrift in a horrible scenario. What if, however, the roles were reversed? The question, what can I take away from this when it comes to me? Also, what should I do to take advantage of this circumstance? When you look on the bright side, you may transform challenges into possibilities. Focus, like a muscle, can be strengthened with practice. It becomes more powerful the more you use it. Take baby steps. Focus your entire mind and energy on that one thing, whether it's a chore, an objective, or a happy notion. Focusing on what's important while ignoring the noise gets easier with practice. Keep in mind that your energy follows your thoughts, and in the direction that your energy travels, you will experience change. The law of focus is your guide to unleashing this awesome potential. You know how good it feels to assist someone out, and that's because of the law of giving and hospitality. The world is reminding you that you're doing the right thing whenever you help another person. Whether by lending them your attention, your smile, or even your spare coins, giving is a beautiful deed since it reveals something about the giver's character. Your character may be inferred from the way you behave, especially when you don't believe anybody is looking. True development has little to do with material success. It all comes down to your level of generosity. True wealth comes from possessing a generous spirit, which money can never purchase. Perhaps you worry that making a donation is beyond your means. Giving, however, is not limited to monetary or in-kind contributions. It's also about being generous with your time, knowledge, and focus. A sympathetic ear, supportive words, and a small gesture may go a long way. These are completely free to give, yet they may mean the world to the recipient. You know that the saying, "You get what you give," is true. One of the most beautiful realities of life is also one of the most paradoxical. Selflessness does not include depletion. You're bringing more happiness, calm, and meaning into your life. Giving is a sign of maturity, as we learn from this commandment. People with experience know that life is meant to be shared. We're all in this together. When you assist another person out, you feel better about yourself. But here's the thing. True generosity is never conditional. There is no record of progress kept. It's done out of the goodness of one's heart, with no thought of return. That's why open arms are connected to the rule of law. Whether you're inviting people into your house or just your heart, a true host strives to make them feel at ease and appreciated. Sharing what you have, whatever much or little it may be, is at the heart of hospitality. Living under the rule of hospitality and generosity improves the world one good deed at a time. And as you keep giving, you'll witness a miraculous transformation. You'll notice an increase in happy, prosperous experiences. You'll meet people who add immeasurably to your life and find possibilities you never knew existed. Don't forget this rule the next time you find yourself reluctant to give something, whether it's a praise, a helpful hand, or some of your valuable time. To give is to develop. Put out your hand and help make things better for everyone. When you make someone else happy, you'll find that your own life is enriched in ways you never imagined. The effects of even the smallest act of kindness can be felt on a cosmic scale. Blessings that return to you in waves from your actions. Okay then, donate without hesitation and let your guard down. You won't believe the response. A better life and a better planet await you. All it takes is one act of kindness on your part. Do some testing. Living by the law of presence is all about striking a balance, no? The adages, live in the present, but prepare for the future, are familiar to everyone. Although these proverbs include some truth, they can sometimes take our focus off of the moment at hand, which is often the most precious. Consider this. You can only influence what happens right now. Nothing can be done to change the past, and even the future is uncertain. But for now, my buddy, it's up to you to decide what to do. What makes right now so potent? Because it's the setting for the drama that is your life. Even if you have the most ambitious goals in the world, they will remain as aspirations if you don't take action today. In a similar vein, you may be carrying the weight of your past failures, but if you don't do something today to fix or learn from them, you're letting yesterday's mistakes cloud your judgment about today and future. Being in the here and now doesn't imply shutting off the past or the future. Instead, consider how you may benefit from them in the here and now. Your history is a wealth of knowledge, a book you may return to for fresh perspective. You can look at it if you want, but you shouldn't linger. Get what you need and get back to the here and now, your potential. It's the bright star in the sky that always points the way home when the night becomes too black. You're like a ship without a compass if you don't have a plan for where you want to go in the future. Aim high, make a detailed plan, but don't lose sight of today. Think instead, what can I do today to move closer to my goal? To fully benefit from the law of presence, you must train your mind to live in the present moment. You should gently yank yourself back from daydreaming about the past or the future. Pay attention to the air you're breathing in and the ground you're standing on. Whatever helps you to stay in the here and now. Always keep in mind that the only time anything may happen is now. What you do now will have a major impact on how well you recover from the past and how promising your future seems. If you do what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. That's the law of change. There is strength in these few words. For everyone who has ever felt like they were in an endless cycle, this is your wake-up call. If you're stuck in a dead-end career, an emotionally taxing relationship, or a habit you simply can't seem to kick, the law of change can show you the way out. Put your life on the big screen. Wouldn't it grow old if the same scenes were playing over and over again? You may alter the plot, direct a new scene, and even introduce new actors. In the film that is your life, you play the starring role of writer, director, and actor. Say cut if you don't like the direction things are heading, and let's switch settings. Create a movie out of your life, a tale of success, transformation, and development. Realization is the starting point for conforming to this rule. What isn't functioning has to be identified. Examine your existence carefully. Are there cyclical repetitions? Perhaps you're experiencing comparable difficulties in your personal or professional life. You can't unsee the pattern once you see it. That's encouraging, since being cognizant of a problem is the first step toward solving it. 2. You have to want to. Wanting to improve is essential. It's easy to get into a routine, even if it's not the best one. It takes courage to take that first step into the unknown, but the payoff is usually worth it. Your drive to improve yourself will come from your hunger for new experiences. Take some kind of action. That's the third step. Wishful thinking has never resulted in positive change. You need to do something, whether it's taking a class, consulting an expert, drawing out some ground rules, or starting something completely new. Consistently making moderate progress yields remarkable outcomes. Looking back, you'll realize how far you've gone, even if each individual step didn't seem like much at the time. Finally, remember to be gentle and compassionate with yourself while you go through this. Transitions may be chaotic. You could give in. It's possible that for every forward stride, you'll take 2 steps back, to each his own. The trick is to always be on the go. True failure occurs when you give up trying. If you want a fast cure or a short route to success, you could find it, but the law of patience and reward says otherwise. But this too shall pass. True, long-lasting fulfillment and success in life result from a methodical, patient pursuit of one's dreams. Consider the bamboo plant. Before it ever emerges from the earth, it takes years to develop a substantial root system. But once it does, its expansion is phenomenal. Every day that you keep going, every day that you keep trying to get better is like planting a new root for the bamboo. How often have you considered quitting up completely? The journey is too difficult, the fight too strenuous. When that happens, it's important to remember the value of being patient and working toward a goal. Consider it a binding agreement with your future self. When you put in the time and effort today, tomorrow, and the day after that, you will reap the benefits for years to come. This is a long-term investment that you just cannot put off any longer. The catch is that irritation is typically the precursor of patience. Results may take some time to manifest. It's like joining a gym and then being disappointed when a week later you're not in your greatest form ever. Physical, emotional, and spiritual development all require time. It's a long and sometimes difficult trip. But, boy, is the payoff great. A breathtaking panorama awaits you at the pinnacle of that mountain, because you'll realize that every effort, every setback, led you to that unforgettable instant. Stop gauging your success by the standards of others. While some may appear to be further down the path, you can never be sure. Maybe they're just on a detour from their original path. Then there's no reason to compare. Stay on your own course. Any progress, no matter how slight, is cause for celebration. Rejoice and enjoy your success. They are the foundation upon which your future achievements will rest. Developing a more patient disposition does not include passively anticipating fulfillment of one's desires. Active patience, it is knowing that the pieces of the jigsaw will fall into place if you keep plugging away at them day after day. Having faith in the procedure is essential. You possess a tremendous strength, the strength to continue even when you don't have all the answers. Though your goals may appear far off right now, you'll get closer to them with each day of effort. And keep in mind that even on the days when it seems like you're not progressing at all, you're actually establishing the groundwork for a meteoric rise to heights you could have never dreamed of. Despite its potential for enlightenment, the law of significance and inspiration reminds us that we must avoid the trap of viewing the world just through the lens of our own interests. However, what if we made the window a little bit bigger? What if, rather than what, I asked, what can I get? When in need, we wonder what we can provide. What can I put on the table of this great, wonderful, chaotic existence that will make it better not only for myself, but for everyone else as well? The idea of importance in this context is potent. When your deeds have lasting impact, their reverberation extends well beyond your own life. The effects of your actions are far-reaching, even if you don't realize it. Consider the impact that one instructor may have on a young student's lifelong love of reading. The ripple effect of just one decision might lead to that kid becoming a writer, teacher, or lifelong learner. What about the nurse who gives more than just physical care to a patient, relieving stress, and creating a personal connection during an otherwise difficult hospital stay? These deeds are monumental, and they serve as examples to others. Teachers, nurses, and other professionals aren't the only ones who can appreciate importance. This applies to all of us, no matter how big or little. Every one of our deeds may improve the world. A stranger's grin is all it takes to brighten someone's day. That revitalized vitality might be put to use in surprising ways. Your life has a profound impact on the lives of others. Do something to restore someone's faith in humanity. To truly make a difference in the world, you must also be in tune with your own moral compass. Do you live each day in accordance with your ideals? Do your choices not just help yourself but also those around you? Are you a motivational figure? You don't have to accomplish something spectacular to inspire others. Everyday acts of generosity, tenacity, and attentiveness can serve as sources of motivation. Sometimes it's more important to help people find their own way than to lead the way. The point is to provide illumination, even if just for one individual. Think about this rule every morning when you first open your eyes. Besides helping yourself, what can you do today that will benefit others as well? What ripples can you make with your activities that will benefit others around you? Living a life that benefits society as a whole is more powerful than you think. It's the best kind of existence there is. The ideas outlined in these 12 karmic rules provide a roadmap to a satisfying existence, regardless of whether or not you have a spiritual belief in karma. For our own sake and the greater good, they direct us toward becoming better people. I'm praying that this video teaches you something valuable.